Hey guys, it's Julie, the Penny Saving Mama. Just wanted to take a few minutes and show you an easy bread recipe. This is, sorry, it's not sourdough. It's yeast. It's yeast. It's easy. It is time consuming. It's easy. You guys know that I don't have a lot of time. I don't have time to edit. I don't have time to learn how to edit. So I'm trying to stage this so we can get through the whole process in one sitting. I don't know how it's going to work. The sun is coming down outside. You can see the big light across. It's going to mess with the camera. I've got to move around different places. Just bear with me. It's called real life. The first thing we do, we're going to preset the oven to 450 degrees. And we're going to stick, I do not have a Dutch oven. Would it be nice to have a Dutch oven? Sure. I don't have one. Does that mean I'm going to go out and buy one? No. Need versus want. I can make the bread without a Dutch oven. Is it going to be as pretty? No. But we use what we have. So I have a loaf pan and I'm going to preheat it. And, oops, sorry about that. In the oven. First step. While that's heating up, let's go ahead and get the dough made. Let's see, and yes, you are on not a carton of eggs, an egg carton. You are on a carton of eggs today. Please excuse the mess. I don't even know if you can see them. Full eggs in there. Now, most people do this recipe. It's just like an artesian bread. Some people call it crusty bread, artesian bread, whatever, no knead bread. Most people do it with all-purpose flour, bread flour, something like that. I'm using in this batch right here, I'm going to be using whole wheat flour. So, the whole wheat reacts a little bit differently with this recipe than regular flour. So I'm going to do 3 cups, and it would be 3 cups of white flour too, all-purpose flour, whatever. 2 and 3. I usually do a double batch, but as you guys will see, I'm going to have more than a double batch worth at the end. So 3 cups. I do know with the whole wheat flour, sometimes it doesn't absorb the moisture as easily. So I'm just going to put a little bit more in there. Why not? Okay, that is the flour. Now we need, I didn't get a fork. Hang on a second. Okay, we are going to use 1 teaspoon of yeast. This has been expired by about 4 months, but it's been in the fridge, so I'm not worried about it. I am going to do a little bit extra for those absorbing properties that I was talking about. Alright, and then we need 2 teaspoons of salt. One, 2, and just mix that up really good. So this is the one time you'll see me not double a recipe, but you'll see why. I'm going to have way more than enough. It works differently every time. How much water you use, how much yeast, how much flour. It kind of depends on your climate, how humid it is, how much moisture is in the air, how hot it is outside, all that stuff. And I don't know how all that works, but I know it affects it somehow. Okay, you're going to do 1 2/3 cup warm water. Warm meaning, to me it's more than lukewarm, but you're not going to burn yourself. And you're going to stir all that up. You want to stir it until all the flour has been incorporated, or all the flour mixture, I should say. Sometimes the best thing is just to get your hands in there and mix it up. I might need a little bit more water. Just a little bit more. Not sure how much that is. Alright, we're going in with the hands. I wasn't going to do that. I'm just getting all the flour mixture mixed up. When you pick up your loaf and there is still flour at the bottom, you want to make sure all that gets incorporated. So this is an easy recipe. You don't have to knead it. You don't have to, I mean, if you want to work out those arm muscles, feel free to get any kind of recipe where kneading is involved. This one is not one of those. I'm going to rinse this off. One thing I love about most whole food plant-based recipes is with no oil and no fats and stuff. It is so easy to get the stuff off your hands and so easy to wash the dishes. Okay, so here's what it looks like. I mixed it all together and kind of made like a little loaf out of it. Cover it with saran wrap for 18-24 hours, and then you can go on to the next step. So why is this a long video? So the next step, I have it right here. This has been sitting not for 18 hours. This has only been sitting for about maybe 8 hours. So it's not going to have the consistency. I know the end product won't be exactly the same. Let's see here. So you can see, I don't know if you can see that or not, actually. It is starting to bubble up and come together. It's risen a lot to go from that to this. It has risen a lot. There, is that better? Kind of bubbly at the top. So what we're going to do, I'm going to see if this will work. Like I said, 18 to 24 hours. So this is not going to be as set up as it should be. Can you see me over here? I'm pulling it away from the sides. I'm going to try to make it kind of a ball, kind of a loaf. This has not been sitting long enough. I have seen recipes where 8 hours, 6 to 8 hours is enough. So I don't know. I am not an expert. But we will have bread at the end, one way or the other. So I'm just trying to kind of make this into a loaf. I've already sprinkled flour on my towel. You're actually supposed to put this on a flat surface with flour and make it into a ball and then put it on the towel. But I am trying to hurry. So, rinse that off. Alright. So next, we're going to sprinkle the top of the loaf with flour. Now this loaf right here that's already been done, this one is all-purpose flour. So I'm going to sprinkle some all-purpose flour on top. I'm doing a hefty amount because it is pretty wet. A lot of the ones I've done today have ended up being wet. And then once you sprinkle the flour on top, you cover it up with a towel, just like so, and you let it sit for 2 hours. After you let it sit for 2 hours, you can come back and look. This is the one we just covered up. Just a ball of dough, right? After you let it sit 2 hours and let it rise a little bit more, here's the one that's been sitting for 2 hours already. Now you can see Sorry, the lighting is just not good. Is that going to be any better? Can you see that? So it is stuck to the towel because it's actually been a little more than 2 hours. So the pan that we are heating up in the oven, I will pull it out, and we will put some parchment paper in it, and then we will try to get that ball of dough into more of a loaf and put it in the loaf pan. It is still pretty wet. I don't know if I didn't add the right stuff this morning or not. I don't know, but I was trying to do it in stages so you guys could see each piece of the process as we went. Okay, so let me get that out of the oven. Let's see. Can you see right here? So I'm going to get the hot one out of the oven. The hot loaf pan. And then I'm going to put some parchment paper on top. I don't push it down because once you push it down, it's been in the oven and you'll burn yourself. You'll burn yourself on the thing. Alright, so let me see if I can get this. There's no way for me to move the camera around. Excuse me. Timer went off. Can you guess why? So yeah, I can't deal with the dough and move the camera at the same time. I'm trying to make this, trying to roll it into more of a loaf. It is still really wet. I don't know how this is going to work. I'm supposed to pull it and tuck it underneath on the sides to make it a loaf, but this is so wet I don't think it's going to hold its shape. So we are just going to do the best we can. It's allowing me to do a little bit. Alright, that's what we're going with. Once it's in there, I do like to do a little twisting on top for decoration. Sometimes it looks cool, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But either way, we'll eat it, right? So once you have put the loaf into your, let me wait till I drop the water. Once you put your loaf into your Dutch oven or your loaf pan, you put your Dutch pan, your Dutch, just another loaf pan that's actually bigger. Put it on top. There's your lid. That's how you use what you have. Now put that in the 450 degree oven. You can see that. For 30 minutes. And then after 30 minutes, you will take off the lid and cook for 15 minutes with no lid on it. So I'm going to do 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, you take off the lid. And then you cook it. Excuse me. I get some water. You cook it for another 15 minutes to let it kind of crisp up. And this is your final product. This one is a regular all-purpose flour loaf, and you just let it cool off before you tear into it. So I'm going to get a plate down. So I'm going to have 3 basically white bread loaves, and I'll have 1 whole wheat bread. So just to recap, it's not too shabby. What do you guys think? I think it looks kind of pretty. And once it cools down, we can definitely cut into it. So, let me get out of here, out of the way of the lights. And, okay. Is that better? I can't tell. So, just a quick recap. 3 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon salt, 2 teaspoons, no, that's not right. Start over. 3 cups flour, 1 teaspoon yeast, 2 teaspoons salt, 1 2/3 cup of warm water. Mix it up, cover it up, and let it sit 18 to 24 hours. Once it's done, try to put it into a ball on a floured surface. Then get a towel, sprinkle the towel with flour, put the ball on there, cover it up with another floured towel, and let it sit for 2 hours. Once that's done, preheat your oven to 450. If you have a Dutch oven, put it in there with the lid on. If you don't have a Dutch oven, use what you have. Another pot, loaf pan, whatever, but cover it up. You cook it, and I do it on parchment paper, so I don't have to use oil or anything in the pan itself. So you cook it for 30 minutes, take off the lid, cook it for another 15 to 20 minutes, and you are done. And that's it. Pretty easy. It is time consuming. It will take up space on your counter, but you will get a lot of bread for very little money and very little effort. You guys have a great day, and we will talk to you soon. God bless.